I've been talking today about some of the things that we did in my multimedia storytelling class. We did a class last fall with 10 students, and each of them got this device for 10 days, spread out over the course of the semester. And tomorrow we'll walk through more things like a walkthrough. But I want to talk today about some of the things we learned about ways in which you can make use of this device in your class. If you are crazy enough or rich enough to have $1,500 to spend on such a thing. So let me tell you a little bit about where my focus has been. It's been on the camera. This is the Google Glass. You've probably seen these worn before, but there's a camera right up here. And so I look like a board. But up here is a 5 megapixel camera, and it shoots in photos in 5 megapixels and 720p HD video. And so we've been focusing on the camera aspect. There's a lot of other things you can do. There's a ton of space to play, but I want to talk a little bit about what we were doing with this thing, because the camera has been the focus of what we do in that class. So I want to give you a couple ideas of different types of assignments that we did in this class, and to kind of just maybe get some ideas going. If you have any others or things you want to ask about, I'm more than happy to talk about it. I'm very interested in this idea about first person. Glass on your head is different than a smartphone out in front of you. And a lot of what we do in journalism is based on the idea of third-person information gathering. We're pointing a camera at something. We're experiencing the thing that we're witnessing through our own eyes. And Glass gave us an opportunity to maybe think about how can we flip this paradigm around? How can we start thinking about stories in ways that journalists don't traditionally do? It's the first-person aspect of it. So a very simple assignment that I gave them early on was to go out and shoot something akin to an event. They go out and take some photos of it. Glass has a Wi-Fi antenna inside of it, which allows you to, if you're on Wi-Fi at the moment, you can instantly share a photo or video that you take to social networks, Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, Google+. Gives you that kind of instantaneous sharing. If you're on Wi-Fi, you can pair it with Bluetooth to a smartphone and take advantage of your 3G, 4G, LTE connectivity and share it that way. So the first thing we tried to do is, okay, let's do it like a traditional journalist. We'll make some comparisons to mobile phones. So they were writing some assignments up and making some comparisons, like what's it like shooting with this thing on my head versus holding it in front of me, just to get to know the device and help them kind of think about what this thing can do. That was the first level of things that we tried.
May I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please? Due to police activity, we are asking that no one leave the building at this time until further notice. I say again, due to police activity, we are asking that
I
no
swear to
one
God, this is not that kind of thing.
Welcome to Maryland, folks. Don't worry, this doesn't count against your time.
Okay. Let's give this extra time. It's like soccer. Okay, so I'm a little rattled. What are we supposed to do? So that was the first level of assignments, was getting them to think about the device. The second level was a little more about getting them to start thinking about first person. So I give a very simple assignment. Go out and shoot something that's visually interesting through someone else's eyes. You get to start thinking about stories in different ways. And so what they were required to do is shoot with glass on their head. They were to shoot an intro of the person who the story was about, and then put glass on their head and let them film some activity they were doing. So I want to show you one of the videos that was done by in my class by a student named Becca, who, raise your hand, Becca. Wave to everybody. She did this video. And you'll see the moment where they put it on her head.
So as a shop manager, I sit at a desk and I watch people using tools. I will pay attention to using tools correctly and safely. I'll also make sure that the shop stays clean and as part of the safety reasons. And I also...
Okay, I messed that up. Do we have a web reference thing? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to pull that really quick. My apologies. I'm going to talk. Sorry about that. I'm adjusting on the fly. She had a second one, and I think I downloaded both of my hard drive. I thought the wrong one. So the good thing is I know how to search YouTube. Right here, right? Good. And now we go.
the same time. I'd like to show you how to
simple idea, which takes the life of somebody else's life and moves it into a very short, fun, lighthearted video. Now, you can tell more deep, complex stories, but this was kind of our way of doing an entry point into getting students to start thinking first person. In fact, this assignment was called You're the Director, which means that you have to go out and rather than thinking about the producer, the shooter, you have to be the person who is thinking about what it's like to be behind the camera without actually being able to see it. So you have to start visualizing stories in different ways. We tried, this has been a pretty successful assignment. So we're going to be producing at the end of the class, it's called a glossumentary. That is still to come in this class, but we had a whole set of them that were produced last semester. It's a documentary for the web of about 4 to 6 minutes, and I'm requiring about half of the footage to be shot in first person. So when I haven't had a glass of wine, I'd say we're trying to play with storytelling forms. When I've had a glass of wine, what I'd say is we're inventing a story form that's never been seen in human history. And I'm embellishing a little bit, right? But I mean, we're trying to figure out how can we start playing with the way we do journalism by incorporating points of view that we're normally used to pointing a camera and looking at. So I'm going to give you 2 resources. You can come to our session tomorrow if you want to hear more. I'll demo the device. Glassjournalism.com. I have posted my syllabus in the teaching resources section. So if you want to see resources for syllabi and assignments, go ahead and look at that. You can download them. You're free to use and remix. I don't care. And so you can definitely take a look at that if you're interested. And the rest I'll share at my session tomorrow. So thank you.